Now, afternoon, I called you regarding the interview, right?
Yes.
Are you ready for it?
Yeah, I am ready.
Okay, okay. I'm just connecting to the interview.
Okay.
Naveen is online. You can start the interview.
Okay, okay.
Hello.
Hi Mahesh, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, Mahesh. Thanks. How are you?
Yeah. I'm fine. Uh, that's Naveen. Tell me about it.
Yeah. So myself, Naveen Chetty, and I have 2.7 years of experience in SQL Server Database Administration in 2004/7 support. So where I have experience with various versions like 2005, 2008, R2, and it's within the 2012. And currently I'm working with Villas of Chennai. So I've done my BTech graduation from JNT University in 2013. So coming to my roles and responsibilities, the day-to-day activities, as I mentioned, it's a 24/7 production support where I have involved in handling incidents and taking care of changes and regular maintenance activities and end-to-end SQL Server monitoring. So, the incidents lessons for all SQL Server related issues. We get incidents like any like job failures, backup issues, any issues with high availability, or any issues with database corruptions, or issues with user access related problems, or any SQL Server performance related issues. So all these things we get incidents. Apart from that, we do take care of changes like installations, configurations, and setting up new backup strategies, and also implementing new jobs and moving the data from prod to dev for testing purpose. And also have very good experience with backup and recovery, and a good exposure to upgrade and migration projects, and also involved in setting up high availability solutions in cloud switching, mirroring, transaction replication, and also involved in weekend maintenance activities and end-to-end monitoring. Little brief about myself.
Okay. What is the SQL consent?
What is
SQL consent.
factor?
SQL consent.
Constraint. Okay. The constraint is something like we're putting some condition on column level. So like we have different constraints like primary key, foreign key, unique constraint, default, identity. So primary key is nothing but like it will allow only null values. It will not allow null values and duplicates, and we can create only one primary key per table. And again, we have not null, so it will not allow null values. And we have unique constraint, which will just allow one null value and it will not allow duplicates. And second constraint again, it will accept values in certain range, whatever we have given. Let's see, sir. The system.
Uh, what is the backup service?
So we have weekly full backup, daily differential backup, and log backup for every hour for all critical databases, and for normal databases where transaction code is low. We have weekly full backup, twice a day differential backup.
Mm-hmm. Okay. See, just I'll give some just little thoughts.
Okay.
Like just let us assume.
Okay.
So daily we are taking every 2 days we are taking full backup.
Okay.
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 Every alternative days.
Okay.
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 So Tuesday will be full backup. Okay.
Mhm.
And every day, every 3 hours we are taking differential backup.
Okay.
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 Every 30 minutes we are taking log backup.
Okay.
Okay. So today night, let us assume just today night around 9:15.
Okay.
So we will talk that.
Okay.
So I will decide it.
Okay. Yeah. So definitely, first of all, we need to we need to take latest full backup, as you said, every alternative days, and maybe Tuesday, you might have a Tuesday full backup. We'll restore Tuesday's full backup, and we'll restore the latest differential backup. And the latest differential backup that was taken today, just about 3 hours ago. And once we need to restore that with no recovery option. And then from there, whatever the half an hour log backups that we have, we need to restore all those log backups one by one with no recovery sequentially. So, and final log backup, whatever, say, you said 9:15, and whatever the 9 o'clock log backup that we have in place. So we need to restore that using with recovery option. So with that, we can recover database up to 9 p.m. Today. So still we are losing about 15 minutes of transaction. So if you want to recover those 15 minutes of transaction to achieve a point in time recovery, you need to go for issuing a tail log backup in your recovery strategy before restoring your full backup. You need to issue a tail log backup, like you can run backup log database name to this file and path of file name and path and file name and with no underscore truncate. Basically, it will capture all the transactions occurred from 9 o'clock to 9:15 p.m. So that having run tail log backup in place, so we can restore latest full backup with no recovery, and then latest differential backup with no recovery, and all the log backups with no recovery sequentially one by one. Then finally, we need to restore tail log backup with recovery. With that, we will be able to take our database to exact crash point.
Yes, 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 yes. Good, good, good. So, what is the prerequisites of mirroring? Do you have idea, knowledge on mirroring?
Yeah. So to configure mirroring, a database must be in full recovery model, and and before we configure mirroring, so we need to take full backup of our principal database, and we need to restore that in a mirror server, and we need to take one transaction log backup from principal, and then restore it in a mirror server with no recovery, and from there we can just go ahead and configure mirroring by right-clicking on principal database, go to properties mirroring, and then we can give port numbers like we call port numbers 5022 for principal, 23 for mirror. If you want to add witness, you need to go for 5024. And then at the end, you need to select the mode of mirroring, whether it is a high performance or a high protection or a high availability. So depending on the type of configuration that we are choosing, we can enable that required mode for data transfer.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, what is the cloud shipping?
Log shipping is the basic high availability solution, database level high availability solution in SQL Server. So which basically transfers the transaction log backups from one server to another server. So like to configure log shipping, we need two servers, one as a primary, that's the production, and another as a secondary, that's a VR standby. And same, like, and also we need two stakeholders, one in primary and one in secondary, and with appropriate permission. The database must be in a full or bulk log recovery model. Then, in just like you can take a full backup and restore it in secondary database with no recovery option, and then right click on a primary database and go to properties, log shipping, and then there will be three different sub-jobs will be created as part of log shipping configuration, like backup job in primary server, which takes transaction log backup of primary database and place the log backup to primary shared folder. From there, copy job in secondary server will copy that file from primary network state to secondary network state, and from there, restore job will restore that to secondary database. So that's how cyclic process, and whatever the schedule that we have selected, based on that, the data will be moving from primary to secondary.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay. So, how to start this service? How to
So
start and start?
Yeah, there are numerous ways to start the service. You can go to configuration manager
Just,
and
I want comment from.
yeah,
So, is it,
yeah, it's a NetStop. If it is a default instance, NetStop MS SQL server, and if it is a named instance, NetStop MS SQL dollar instance name.
using comment, SSMS, in SSMS, using SSMS, I will stop the service.
So for the management studio using command, right?
Hmm.
So you can use the SQL CMD and you can, if you have a appropriate permissions to run the SQL CMD, and you can use SQL CMD and then you can run chain in stop command.
Okay.
So I never
Using
tried
the
that. I never tried that from management today. Yeah.
using SSMS, and comment is
Okay.
shut down with no image, no way.
Okay. I'll check that.
What is the home location of instance?
What is that?
Home location of instance.
So home location program files, Microsoft SQL Server.
Okay. What is
And
the
from there, yeah,
port, default port?
1433
One
33 1433. Yeah.
Mm, default port. Uh, what is the standalone installation? Do you have actually some install very SQL Server?
The silent installation, right? You are asking.
Yes, yes. Standalone installation.
The standalone installation is like just normal SQL Server, like installing independent SQL Server in any particular Windows machine. The cluster installation is something which we need to configure Windows cluster environment. On top of that, we need to install SQL Server failover clustering.
This is the you are installing the data SQL Server.
Yes, yeah.
What does error?
So you are asking
Okay,
error.
so
Okay, you are asking error. Okay. So we yeah.
I will install the SQL Server.
Yeah. So we get mostly like sometimes it is business related issues and permissions related issues and the WMI service related problems. And also if you don't have a proper administrative privileges and sometimes if the machine name and both administrative account name is same and the time also it will not go further, and if there are any like the system restarts are pending and then in that case also it will not go further. Those are some of the common issues that we get in at the time of installation.
Okay, okay, okay. Uh, what is the services in SQL Server?
So we have a base core SQL Server database engine service. It's RDBMS functionality, so which we can use it for the storing and manipulating and performing all RDBMS operations. Apart from that, when you install SQL Server database engine, so SQL Server agent service will be installed. That is basically to automate the things in SQL Server to create jobs and schedule them. And then we have SSIS, it's integration services it's for ETL extracting data from multiple sources and the data warehousing purpose. And also we have analysis and reporting services. These are for analytics and generating reports out of ALAP and OLTP databases.
What is the which tool you are using, Steven?
Sorry?
Tool.
Yeah,
For
we have
monitoring.
we have Remedy. I have experience with Remedy for ticketing, and we have Hotspot for monitoring, and Lightspeed for backup.
Hmm.
Yeah, these are all some of the tools that we have. And also I have good experience with Profiler, database tuning advisor, upgrade advisor, and also internal SQL Server trace and activity monitor, event viewer, SQL Server error log. So I'm familiar with all these things.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh, what is the
File is a transaction undo file which will be created when you configure your log shipping secondary database in standby mode. So which will basically maintain all uncommitted transactions from primary database. So it will be created at the same location of log shipping secondary database data file location.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, uh, what is the, can you explain, the syntax of the transaction object?
Yeah. So backup log database name to this path and file name .trm.
Mm-hmm. Yes, see, actually, I have some database, that DB size is just 50 GB database. Okay.
Okay.
So, one taking the backup.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Is it possible to compress the backup?
Yeah, we have with compression option from 2008 R2 onwards. So you can, while taking the GUI, you can select the compression option, and with script with command also you can write backup database name to disk with compression. So you can include that option.
Okay. See, for example, where executing some, just execute some backup job.
Okay.
Okay. How to know how much success is completed particular class?
Yeah, we can put with
After
stats. Yeah,
backup.
yeah, we can put with stats option. It will give us, let's say for example, when you say with stats, and it will show you the status like 5% completed, 10% completed, 20-30% completed, like that. With that we can come to know the status of the backup.
Mm-hmm. What is the media set?
What is
Media set. Media set.
media set is the kind of the storage where we are storing our backups. Either it can be a disk or it can be a tape, or that's the media set.
Okay. But so let's go with the duplication.
Yes.
Duplication prerequisite.
So yeah. So to configure replication, basically, I have worked on transaction replication. To configure transaction replication, the main prerequisite is a table must contain the primary key. Whatever the tables have the primary key, only those tables are eligible for adding it to the replication. So basically, we need two servers, one as a publisher and one as a subscriber, a minimum, and we can use as a publisher or subscriber as a distributor also. And first we need to configure the distributor, and then we need to configure a publisher with by selecting appropriate articles to the publication. And then we need to create a subscription. While creating a subscription, you can choose either full or full subscription. So when you select full subscription, distribution agent will be created as a subscriber. It will pull all the changes from distributor. And when you configure with push subscription, it will push all the distribution agent will be created as publisher, and it will all push all the changes from distributor to subscriber.
Okay. Okay. Just, can you tell me just DBCC command, just as this I command?
Yeah. So DBCC trace on, DBCC trace of, DBCC sync database, sync file, DBCC show config to check the fragmentation, DBCC free system cache, deproc cache to clear the cache, DBCC drop clean buffers to clear out the buffer pool. Yeah. DBCC page, DBCC login.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Okay. What is the new features added in October 12?
So one main feature is one core or main feature in 2012 is always on. It's an enhancement to our 2008 R2 database mirroring. We can say it's a database mirroring plus plus. So in database mirroring, we can have only one secondary database, and we can configure for only single database. And so in case of always on, we can have multiple database grouped together as availability group, and we can have a multiple secondary replicas. In case of 2008, 2012, we can have four secondary replicas. So that's the major main feature and also we can also have automatic failover for entire availability group. So we can have up to 100 databases added to one availability group as per Microsoft recommendation. And when you create availability group along with always on, something goes wrong with one availability group, so the entire connection should move to this secondary replica.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh, just can you explain the DBCC degree index?
Yeah, it will perform index maintenance. It will basically perform index rebuild operation. So it will distract the indexes and minimize the fragmentation.
Mm-hmm. How do you reorganize and reorganize the index?
Yeah. So
What is
reorganizing
the
index. Yeah. So we can run like index maintenance activities. So we can run alter index and database with reorganize. So that will perform an index reorganize on particular index. So if you want to reorganize all the indexes on a particular table, we can go to the table and we can expand and we can get into the indexes folder. We can right click on indexes folder and uh, we can go for reorganize button. Or else you can create a maintenance plan where you can select index reorganize task and you can select appropriate databases and indexes, and then we can schedule it as a maintenance plan, weekly maintenance plan.
mm-hmm. Also visibility mirroring by script
So disable
command.
mirroring, we can run alter database database name set partner disconnect partner suspend. From GUI, we can go to mirroring properties and there will be a remove button. We can click on remove button. So with that, we can remove the mirroring.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How do you manual failure?
So again, we can run a command alter database name set partner failover.
Okay, 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 okay. So like what is the log bucket?
Log backup is something that which takes all the transactions available in backup of all the transactions available in the log file. So whenever you take transaction log backup, uh, it will perform the truncation on the log file. It
Mm-hmm.
can be possible only with full and bulk log recovery model. In simple recovery model, we cannot take log backup.
So can you tell me DMVs in SQL server?
Yeah, we have like start VM underscore EXTC request to identify what are the systems running, and we have VM underscore VM underscore EXTC systems, EXTC connections, and also start VM underscore VM underscore physical index stack to check the fragmentation. So we have VM underscore VM underscore index usage details, missing index details, and also VM underscore OS underscore weight task, and VM underscore OS underscore weight types to see the weight, what kind of weight types are going on in the system. And we have ring buffer to see the CPU usage. So these are all
Okay.
IO virtual files. Yeah.
Yes. What services does require to user need to access the DMA?
To execute DNGs, I think we need to DB owner permissions, I believe. I'm not sure exactly. Permissions, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Santosh.
Yeah. Naveen. I'm Naveen.
I will get that to you. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Nice,
Thank
it
you.
was
Have a
nice
nice day.
talking to you. Good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Hello. Anil.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Hello? Just a minute. Just a minute.
Yeah.
Multiple tomorrow at what time?
Hello?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Anirudh, Anirudh,
Hello. Anil.
okay, the HR is going to call you back, okay, regarding the result.
Okay. Thank you.
You can disconnect the
Yeah. Thank you.